Hey, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Tech Tuesday on the Educational AD Podcast. We'll be right back with this week's tech expert, but we want to give a shout out to our partners. We coach the global community of women in high school sports, Vital Signs Wall of Fame, and the Florida Coaches Coalition. These are four great organizations. You really need to add them to your network, so please check them out. Now, don't hit that fast forward button. Stay with us for just the next 3 minutes. We're going to give our sponsors their moment. These are companies that I used as an athletic director. You should be using them too. Here we go. We want to thank Vital Signs for their support of the podcast. Go to vitalsignswalloffame.com. Check out their interactive touchscreen. That's right, touchscreen video consoles. It's a great way to show off your school record boards for all the teams, for all the sports, or your school's Hall of Fame, or just tell your school's incredible history and your proudest moments. Go to vitalsignswalloffame.com. Mention the podcast. You'll get a nice discount. That's vitalsignswalloffame.com. We also want to say thanks to HomeCampus. Go to homecampus.com. They are the official high school and state association information management platform for us. It's also your one-stop platform for things like scheduling, student athlete eligibility and clearance, and a whole lot more. As an AD, I used HomeCampus every single day, and it was just great. To get started, all you got to do is go to homecampus.com. That's homecampus.com. We also want to say thanks to Gipper. Go to Gipper.com. Start creating world-class marketing content for your school's social media channel. It's so easy, even I can do it. Your kids are on social media, and if you're not, you're really missing out on a great opportunity. Go to Gipper.com. Celebrate your athletes, promote your teams. Gipper's trusted by over 3,000 athletic programs across the country. And once again, if you mention the podcast, you'll get a nice discount. That's Gipper.com. We also want to say thank you to Huddle. Go to huddle.com and change the way you see the game. As a football coach, I used Huddle for years, but when I became an athletic director, I made sure that our school was a Huddle school, and our coaches just loved the tools that Huddle provided that let them coach our kids up to the highest level. Go to huddle.com, see why we believe in sports and teams believe in Huddle. Join the 8 million users. Turn your school into a Huddle school. We also want to thank Sideline Interactive, indoor score tables and video boards. Go to sidelineinteractive.com, schedule a live web demo, and see their score boards and their score tables in action. Probably one of the best purchases I ever made was our Sideline Interactive indoor score table. It's just fantastic, and the customer service is outstanding. Go to sidelineinteractive.com. Check out their great products today. We also want to say thank you to Hometown Ticketing. Hometown is the leading digital ticketing provider to schools and colleges. I don't think I need to say anything more. Go to hometownticketing.com. It's digital ticketing that offers more support, more security, more customization. Hometown Ticketing is here to help you make the best online ticketing solution for your school. hometownticketing.com. We also want to say thanks to Snap Mobile. Are you tired of doing fundraisers that take hours and hours, but give you little, if any, return on investment? Go to snapraise.com/EDAD. Check out their fundraising platform. It's easily the best one available. We used it at our school with great success, and so will you. Most important, it works. Go to snapraise.com/EDAD, check out their entire suite of platforms, and you're automatically entered for a $1,500 drawing on your next fundraiser. That's snapraise.com. And we want to say thanks to Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack. Athletic surveys are a quick and easy way for you to collect comprehensive data that allows you to evaluate and improve your entire program. Athletic directors already hear back from the complainers. Athletic surveys will connect you to them, but they'll also connect you to the 98% that supports your program. And that's a tremendously valuable tool to have when you're talking with a frustrated parent or your principal or your school board. Go to athleticsurveys.com. Let them create a custom survey that'll let you take the pulse of your parents and your student athletes. That's athleticsurveys.com. Welcome back, everyone, to another segment of Tech Tuesday on the Educational AD podcast. If you're a regular listener, you know that frequently we'll have one of our sponsors share a little bit about their product. And remember, I only have sponsors on the podcast that I personally used as a coach or as an athletic director. And today is, I'll say it's one of my favorites. So we're going to be visiting with Kayla Dempsey from HomeCampus. You've heard me say before, HomeCampus is your one-stop shop for school athletics. There's a lot of different platforms out there. They're all good in their own way, but I can speak from personal experience. HomeCampus is the best. Kayla Dempsey, welcome to the Educational AD podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Well, you and I, we've met a number of times over the years at, various state or the national conference. This is our first time podcasting together. So thanks so much for sharing or spending some time sharing with our listeners. Let's go and start off by letting them have a chance to get to know you. Give us that quick bio, where you were born, where you grew up, maybe take us up through your crazy college years.
Yep, maybe not my crazy college years. But I was born and raised in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. I'm a Tar Heel born and bred, and played volleyball was my main sport, but growing up played every single sport possible and imaginable. And I went to East Chapel Hill High School in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. And then I went and played collegiate volleyball at Rollins College, which is a D2 school in Winter Park, Florida. And when I was there, I actually interned with the conference that my school was in, the Sunshine State Conference, which is a phenomenal D2 school down in Florida, our D2 conference down in Florida, which I'm sure you've heard of. Yep. Great conference to play in, all local, didn't have to travel a ton. So got that great student athlete balance of playing sports and being a dedicated student. So really enjoyed that. Worked all their conference championships. So that was really fun. Learned a lot, and then decided, hey, I think I want to make a career in sports. So I went to Ball State University in Muncie, Indiana, which was quite the change to go from beautiful Florida to very cold Midwest. So I got a sport admin degree from Ball State University. And while I was there, I was the compliance graduate assistant. So I went from D2 athletics to kind of mid-major D1 athletics. And while I was there, I went during my summers and interned with the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. So then I went into high school athletics. So kind of ran the gamut of education-based athletics and really enjoyed my time at the NCHSAA. Went and got a job with Fleet Feet Sports, which is a big running company. So I did kind of corporate sports with running shoes. And a couple years into that, the association came to me and said they had a job opening, and went and worked with the NCHSA for 5 years. And then after I had my little girl, was kind of looking for something a little bit different. And HomeCampus came to me and said, hey, we're looking for someone to kind of help with the East Coast and manage the East Coast. And now here I am, still in sports, but in a different kind of tech world of sports, which is really exciting. And I've been here for about a year and a half now, managing the East Coast and doing all of kind of our association management. So working directly with the FHSA and then the CIF in all 11 of our CIS sections, and then the New Jersey Association as well. So I've kind of run the gamut of where I've been in athletics. Volleyball is my passion from a sports perspective. And I kind of bring to HomeCampus both being a user from the association standpoint and using HomeCampus at the association level, and now working for HomeCampus, managing those association partnerships, and then also working with ADs, which I did a ton with at the association, working with athletic directors in a variety of capacities while I was there, whether it was championships or just helping them on day-to-days.
Well, I didn't know the extent of your background. I knew you were an athlete, and I knew you'd done some things with, maybe it was the Junior College Association, but wow, state associations, very cool. Talk a little bit. You certainly establish your street cred with any cynical athletic director who might be listening right now. Talk a little bit about that transition to HomeCampus. We're going to get into the platform. I'm going to let you talk about that, and maybe I will too. But coming into HomeCampus, what intrigued you about the company and the platform that was where you wanted to go?
I think what really intrigued me was that I was still able to be in sports, but a different capacity, kind of I've always been interested in the tech industry. Being in the Raleigh-Durham area, like tech is huge around here. We're kind of this hotbed of, Apple's coming here and stuff like that. And so it really blended the two of sports and athletic management, and then this new sector and field that I could explore. So I loved that. And then I also love the fact that I could still be involved with athletic directors and schools and education-based athletics and all the values that they have. I love supporting athletic directors and what they do and just helping make their jobs easier. And I feel like our platform really does that and is really able to help them manage their athletic department and help them make their lives easier. Because I know, talking with ADs at state championships, when I was working at the North Carolina High School Athletic Association, they have so many things on their plate. And if I can help them in one small way to take that off so that the student athlete experience is better, that's really what I want to do. And I loved being a student athlete and just the values that I learned from high school athletics. I just always have wanted to be involved and keeping involved.
Oh, that is so cool. Again, I felt the same way about, becoming a coach and a teacher and eventually an AD. Go, why? They're going to pay me for this? This is fantastic. Let's go ahead and talk about the platform. And again, for listeners, if this is your first time, my sponsors, of which HomeCampus is one, I only have sponsors that I used as a coach or an AD. And if you listen to this podcast at all, you've heard me talk about HomeCampus, how I used it every single day as an athletic director in some capacity, and it was just great. And the HomeCampus staff was outstanding too. Now, I'm going to let Kayla talk here in just a second. HomeCampus is the official platform for scheduling and scores and eligibility and things like that for our state association, for the FHSAA. We found out about HomeCampus because of their work with the California Association, where they have that same role. And now they're also the official information platform for the North Carolina Association. You might have another platform in your state as that official association or that official platform, but HomeCampus also works with individual schools, athletic directors. So if you're looking for maybe, something new, or I'm going to let Kayla tell you all the great things they can do, I can tell you that HomeCampus was really a game changer. Student athlete eligibility, coach certification, physicals. It was just phenomenal. So Kayla, I'm going to shut up. What are some of the things that you would like to share with our listeners about HomeCampus?
So specifically for an AD who is not in Florida or California or New Jersey, or where we are working with their state association, we have this platform called Athletic Clearance. And this platform is athlete eligibility and registration. So you give us your entire sports packet, the physical, any parent and student contract, any sort of district forms that may need to be signed. We take all those documents, we upload them onto our site, and then your parents and students, they'll register with our platform, put in all of their information, including medical information, which is really integral these days, and then sign all of those documents, upload anything that may need to be uploaded. Like you said, the physical, sometimes there are drug screening consent forms, EKGs in Florida specifically, that has been a big thing. And these documents are uploaded onto our platform. And then you as an AD, you log onto our site, you see all of that information, you can enter in a physical date, and then you can clear or deny that student athlete. And that communication goes directly back to the parents and students. So it's a communication platform as well, which is great. And so what's really awesome is that it tracks that physical date for the student athletes. It gives them notification 90, 60, and 30 days out, and then when it is expired. So then the parent and student, they know when their physical is expiring and they need to go get that new physical and get it uploaded onto the site. In Florida specifically, which is really cool, is we track FHSA eligibility items as well. So if a student athlete is FHSA ineligible, it's in the system. They know that that's going to happen. So it's really just a way for you to not have, a physical just sitting on your desk waiting for someone to look at it. It's a way to keep things secure and also organized within your athletic department. The other really great thing is that the platform has an app. And so coaches will have an account on our platform as well. they can look at the app and they can see right then whether a student is eligible or not eligible. Maybe they're only allowed to practice because of bad grades or of discipline. And that app they can take with them, which also includes all the emergency contact information and the medical history. So a coach is out on the field, something happens, they can pull up the app, pull up the emergency contact information, show it to either an opposing athletic trainer or maybe an EMT, and that information is all there as well. So it's really all encompassing. And the great thing is that you as an AD, you're not having to track things in, an Excel file or in a folder. It's all on one login, one platform that you can know it's going to be safe, it's going to be there. And with a couple clicks, you can tell a parent who's really mad on the phone, oh no, they're ineligible because of X, Y, and Z, and it's right here in front of you. So I think that's what's great, is that it's right at the tip of your fingers, and the communication that you can have between your AD and your coaches, and also an AD to the parents and students, because we have an email feature as well that you can click a couple buttons, email all the students who are on the baseball roster who are cleared, like, hey, tryouts are in 2 weeks. Make sure you have your physicals updated. It makes it so you can instantly communicate and get the message to your student athletes easy and efficiently.
You did a great job of hitting those everything. I won't say highlights, you hit everything. The one thing that ADs never have enough of is time. And the things that Kayla just described, I'm telling you, as an athletic director, HomeCampus just does a fantastic job. The information, I'm old enough to remember having manila folders in a metal file cabinet that you're going through and checking, when does Billy's physical expire? All that information is digitized and entered into the HomeCampus platform. And you can set it up so not only you get a notification, let's say a month or 2 months, you can set it up when that physical is set to expire, but the parents get it as well. Parents can also upload these documents from home. You'll get a notification, Billy's parents have uploaded these forms. You have to go in and check it and confirm it, of course, but it's already in your system. The rosters are there. You can have your coaches have access to it to make changes. Or I was very fortunate as an AD. I wasn't coaching, I wasn't teaching. I took that off their plate, and boy, were they grateful. They had more time to coach, more time to work with kids, which is what I wanted as an AD, and I could handle that eligibility stuff. Kayla, what else can you share? I know we've only got you for a limited time, but what else would you like to let our listeners know about HomeCampus? And let's do this right now. We'll do it at the end of the podcast. If they want to find out more, I know the website's homecampus.com, but how do they reach out and pick your brain and find out more?
They want to find out more, they can always email support@homecampus.com. That's going to get myself, Kenny, Dalton, or Rollin. We're all the support staff for HomeCampus. And I think that's one thing that I can tell you about our staff, is that we are here to help, and our customer support team is amazing. I'm on the East Coast, so I'm available, 8:30, depending on if I have drop off or pickup, to 5. But then the West Coast guys, they're on until 8 p.m. East Coast time. So I think that's what's really great, is really, if you message us, you'll probably hear back within, 5 hours. Who knows? Depending on the time of day, but definitely within 24 to 48 hours, you'll hear something back. So I think that's something that really sets us apart, is that our customer support is really amazing. And also, yes, Jake?
I was just going to say, I had occasion to call customer support. I'm going to say maybe 5 or 6 times total during my time with HomeCampus. It was rare for me to not, or email or call. It was rare for me to not hear back from them. And typically it was Kenny, within maybe an hour or 2 at the most. So that's another reason I'm so high on HomeCampus. The platform is outstanding, but the customer service, it's there. You're not waiting and waiting and waiting for that person to get back to you. So absolutely.
And the other thing is, we're always looking, for feedback to see what can we do to make your life as an AD better. We have, weekly meetings where we take feedback from our customers, from our athletic directors, who are saying, hey, I think this would be really great. Can we get this added? Or, hey, this needs to be updated. We're constantly working on making the platform better and making it more efficient for the user. We're always in communication with the FHSA and the CIF sections on what needs to be updated or changed. And I think that is really what we pride ourselves in, is that we are trying to make it the best for our athletic directors. And so what's really cool is that, we can customize it kind of to do what you need it to. So some athletic directors, they don't want the physical uploaded. Fine, you don't have to upload it on our system, but you can still track the date through our system, and you're still getting that information to your parents and students. You may need a form that's different than what has already been uploaded. We can get that changed for you. So, especially because we're talking to athletic directors day in and day out, we kind of know, some people are going to use all of the features that we have to offer, the app, the tracking, the emails. And then some, they're like, no, we just want to use this, and that's okay. And we can work with you on how it's best for you and your athletic department, because we know there are some athletic departments that are super big, especially in Florida and California. You have schools that are huge and there's thousands of athletes. And then we also work with schools, who only have a couple hundred, and they're still using the same platform, and they're using it a little bit differently, but we're here to help and make sure that you are using it efficiently for your school. So I think that's another great aspect of it, is that you can use as little or as much as you want, because it just works so well.
You mentioned this feature too, and it now that I think about it, it's right up there, with uploading physicals, is that mobile app. Again, I still remember the day with the 3-ring binder as a coach and as a AD, giving it to the middle school JV soccer coach. Here's 28 kids with their emergency information. All of that stuff is in the platform. You've got it on your cell phone. We hope and we pray that you're not going to need it, but if you do need it, it's right there at your fingertips. Emergency contact information, parent permission forms, allowing you, if the kid needs some kind of treatment, you've got it all there. It's just, I can't understand why you wouldn't be using it, but I understand you might not have heard about it. That's why Kayla's here today. What else, Kayla? I'm stealing you for one more segment. What else can you share with our listeners before we have to let you go?
Yeah, so in addition to our athlete registration, on the platform, when you do athlete registration, in addition, you can get some event scheduling that we have. Some of the state association we work with require states or schools to put in their schedule, but even if you don't work with a state association, you would still get access to that feature where you can do event scheduling with us. That event scheduling, we have what we call widgets, which you can then put those on your website. So it's automatically syncing with HomeCampus. So you're only entering your schedule into one place, and then it's syncing onto your website. We have that feature available. If there are any district ADs listening, we have coaches clearance, which we have a lot of districts using. And that's our essentially take athletic registration, take athletic clearance, but put it on the coaches. So that tracks coaches certifications. It's the same thing. They can sign, any district documents. And from a lot of schools use that individually just to track the coaches certification, because we know we don't want their certifications to lapse, and then you're going to get in trouble with your state association probably. So they use that at a school level just to track certifications. But then, like I said, the districts also use it and upload things like teaching certifications, TB tests, kind of any certification that you can think of that a coach may need. The district level is also able to use that and clear coaches through that. So coaches clearance is another great feature that we have. And we just launched Injury Tracker, which links to athletic clearance, which tracks injuries at your school. That was our newest launch this year in the state of Florida, and then also in California, but any AD can use that as well. And I think we'll probably have someone else on our staff come on a little bit later and talk more about those new features that we have. But I wanted to give those a shout out because we've been working pretty hard on them.
Oh, no, I'm glad you did. And again, speaking from Florida, every year, Florida coaches, head and assistant coaches, there are 3, National Federation, video certificates they have to get. We did them at our school, of course, and, just so easy to track.
Yep. And we already have those in the system. You don't even have to tell the coaches where to go. When they register, they just click a link and it'll go right to that page on the NFHS Learn website. So that makes it easy. And we do it for, if they need that for the students as well. I know Florida does that. So.
Right. Yeah. Kayla, thanks so much for sharing with us. Looking forward to seeing you in a few months down in Orlando at NADC. One more time, if one of our listeners wants to find out more about the platform, and listeners, if you're not, you really need to check it out. At least check it out. Also, how can they get in touch with you?
Yep. So like Jake said, we'll be at NADC at NIAAA conference. So please stop by our booth. I'm not 100% sure what our number is, but we'll be there, and we'll also probably be hanging out with Jake. So we'll see everyone there. But if you want to reach out, our website is homecampus.com. And then also it'd be great if you could send us an email to support@homecampus.com. And then if you want to give us a call, it's 562-206-2486. And you'll either get me, Kenny, or Dalton. And we're happy to talk you through the program and talk you through our software.
Okay. Tell them you heard about it on the podcast. They might give you a nice discount. Okay. Kayla, all the best moving forward. And again, for our listeners, we're recording this on October 27th. So it's going to be very timely when you are listening to it. Reach out to the Home Campus team before the conference, and then swing by the booth, meet them in person. I promise you, okay, you are going to really enjoy adding Home Campus to your menu of apps at your school. Kayla, thanks again. And we'll see you down in Orlando.
See you in Orlando.
For our listeners, we want to say thanks to you for listening. And remember, we upload the Zoom recordings of all of our interviews to the Educational AD Podcast YouTube channel. We do Tech Tuesday every week, so come back next Tuesday for another great tech tip, and just about every day for new content on the Educational AD Podcast. We'll see you next time. Once again, Home Campus is a sponsor, but they're a sponsor because I use them. Used them every day as an athletic director. A great, great platform. Please reach out, find out more about the platform, see what they can do to help you. We also want to give a shout out to our other sponsors, which I used as an AD. Sideline Interactive Indoor Score Tables and Video Boards. We had a Sideline Interactive Indoor Score Table. Just great. We used it for home games. We used it for pep rallies, signing ceremonies. Go to sidelineinteractive.com. Check them out today. We also want to say thanks to Hometown Ticketing. As I said, it's the leading digital ticketing provider to schools and colleges. Go to hometownticketing.com. Get started selling your tickets online today. We want to thank Gipper. Go to Gipper.com. Start creating world-class content for your school's social media channel. It's so easy, even I can do it. That's Gipper.com. If you're using a fundraiser and you're not happy with the results, you need to go to snapraise.com. It's part of the Snap mobile platform, snapraise.com. It works. They even have a program where they will give you your funding before you actually start your fundraiser. Nobody else does that. Go to snapraise.com, snapraise.com. We want to thank Vital Signs Wall of Fame. If you're looking for a really cool way to display your school record boards for all the teams, for all the events, or your school's Hall of Fame, go to vitalsignswalloffame.com, vitalsignswalloffame.com. We also want to say thank you to Huddle. You've heard me say before, as a football coach, I used Huddle. As an AD, we were a Huddle school. Go to huddle.com, see all the things they can do for you and your program. And finally, athletic surveys by LifeTrack. At my school, we use surveys for everything: kids, coaches, parents, you name it. And the information that comes back is almost always over the top positive, but it also connects you with that squeaky wheel parent and lets you take care of that squeaky wheel issue so it doesn't turn into a big issue later on because you didn't know about it. Go to athleticsurveys.com. Again, see all the things they can do for you and your program. Thanks for listening to this episode of Tech Tuesday. Come back just about every day for new content on the Educational AD Podcast. We'll see you next time.